My camping horror story happened a few years ago. When I went on a solo camping trip in the mountains, I had found a secluded spot near a beautiful lake and was excited to spend a few days surrounded by nature. However, on the second night, I woke up to strange noises outside my tent. At first, I thought it was just an animal, but as the noises got louder and closer, I realized it was something much more sinister. I could hear heavy breathing and footsteps circling my tent, and I was paralyzed with fear. I tried to call for help, but my phone had no signal. I grabbed a flashlight and unzipped the tent, shining the light into the darkness. That's when I saw it, a tall, shadowy figure with glowing red eyes staring back at me. I screamed and ran as fast as I could, not looking back until I reached my car. Once I was safely back in civilization, I did some research and discovered that the area I was camping in was known for sightings of a mysterious creature known as the Mountain Man. Some say it as a Bigfoot-like creature, while others believe it to be a vengeful spirit. Whatever it was, I never want to encounter it again. If you want to read more about my terrifying experience and the legend of the Mountain Man, click the link in my bio. But be warned, it may make you think twice about going camping alone. A friend and I decided to take our first backpacking trip together. It was late June. Along the court in the North Cascades, the trail still had snow once you hiked above a couple thousand feet. After 3 days of novice snow navigation, we thought we could drive farther south to White Pass and ditch the snow. It hailed and poured half the drive down, so it was a lucky decision and great timing. We parked the car and chatted with a random hiker that killed asking about our car and our gear. We wanted to know everything about us, and he accidentally overheard me saying he was crazy. He glared at us as we drove away. When we finally started up trail after he left, the weather had lightened up, but it was already around 5 p.m. The trail was covered in horse manure until about 1.5 HRS into hiking when we started getting to large patches of snow. We started post-holing, our feet dropping 6 to 9 inches deep into snow, depending on the stat. We finally reached where the horse tracks and footprints stopped, but had to keep going to find camp. The sun started to set. We began bickering about whether we turn back or keep moving forward. There was no good place to sleep in either direction. We pushed forward and are met with a small clearing where we could set our tents up in the snow. As we finally settled down and get the tent set up, we noticed bear tracks through the snow. We started looking at the trees and noticed bark is torn off everywhere and they're covered in claw marks. We found bear droppings and different sized tracks near our tents. We freak out realizing we need to hang our food really good and have little time. There is no time to move camping spots. Panicking, we get our food hung, but it has too much weight and the branch keeps standing. The trees are mostly bare and have few sturdy branches. We try until there is almost no time left. In the near dark, he begins throwing large branches around next to a tree to try and cover his food, something we both knew a bear could get to easily. We hustled to our individual tents and tried texting our coordinates to family, but had no luck. Neither of us had service. We held our knives closely that night. At about 3 a.m. I hear a loud scream, and my friend's tent rolling around. In an utter panic, I opened my tent flap, shined my headlamp, and there was no bear. His tent fell down in the snow. We laughed harder than ever and slept great the rest of the night.